and welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we're reacting to Egypt versus Iran, FIFA World Cup 2026 Group G. Also seeing how New Zealand Belgium goes. Egypt versus Iran, big match. It's going to be interesting. So, see how this group plays out. Anybody can win. The last group was crazy. This one could be crazy. Of course, we have 3 more games, groups/games tomorrow, and we'll see how that turns out. Enjoy the football. Starting 11s are as follows. For Egypt in goal, Mustafa Ahmed Shobir. The back four, Mohamed Hani. We have Mohamed Abdul Monem. We have Rami Rabia and Ahmed Abu El Fatou. The midfield two of Imam Ashur and Mahanad Lashin. We have Mustafa Ziko. We have Mahmoud Saber, Trezeguet, and Mo Salah. For Iran in goal, we have Ali Reza Baranvand. The midfield or the back five of Milad Mohammadi. We have Ali Namati. We have Shoja Khalilzadeh. We have Hossam Kanani. Ramin Razayan. We have Saman Godos. We have Mohammed Gorbani. We have Saeed Ezzatolahi. We have Mohamed Mahebi and Mehdi Taremi. For the other game, we have for New Zealand, we have Max Crocombe, fillet of fish, Tim Payne, Finn Sermon. We have Tyler Binden and Liberato Kakache. We have Marco Stamanic. We have Joe Bell, Elijah Just, Sarpreet Singh. We have Ryan Thomas and Chris Wood. For Belgium in goal, Thibaut Courtois. The back forward, Timothy Castagna. We have Brandon Michele. We have Arthur Thate. We have Maxime de Kuyper, Yori Tielemans. We have Hans Vanaken, Leandro Trossard, Kevin De Bruyne, Jeremy Doku, and Charles de Ketelaere. So those are the 2 games. Iran anthem getting booed. Damn, in Seattle of all places? Wait. In Seattle of all places? Huh. Wild. Didn't expect that. My prediction score for Group G, Belgium 3-0, Iran 2-0 over Egypt. This could be a wild group. Marciniak, the center ref. 2 Japanese refs as well. Tomasz Kwiatkowski, Polish referee for the VAR. New Zealand, Belgium at Vancouver. Two hours left of football to be played. We'll review this game once it's over, and then we have the 2 matches tomorrow, or the 3 windows of 2 matches tomorrow. Juan Soto, the VAR referee, not the baseball player, for the game in Vancouver between Belgium and New Zealand. 90 minutes left today of football to be played. And then we have 3 more groups to finish tomorrow. Then we'll have our group stage recap, knockout predictions, and then we'll be back for knockout football in the afternoon on Sunday. But before that, we'll have a Formula 1 Grand Prix to cover. Belgium ain't beating New Zealand 3-0. New Zealand's on fire. Belgium's defense is terrified. I mean, I don't think Belgium's going to beat New Zealand 3-0 either. But they're still going to win. Habs drafted a big boy, 6'3", right wing, KHL, Russian, great shot, hits everything that moves, could be great in a couple of years. Well, would be nice to add some fresh blood to your core if it's not going well or if it is going well. Down the line. Sort of like that Matthew Nice pick, I guess. With that being said, here we go. We'll review the Egypt-Iran game after it's over, and we're done for the day after that. And the first game tomorrow is at 4 o'clock. All right, here we go. Egypt, Iran underway. New Zealand, Belgium about to be underway. And that is down 22 seconds in. .33 seconds. Final match of the day. Playing forward. If Iran tops the group, there could be 3 Iran games in Seattle, one of them possibly being against USA in the round of 16. Then I'd understand them booing the anthem. And we're off in the New Zealand-Belgium game. Iran advances with a win. Brought down. So as it stands, who is third place in this group? Belgium sitting 6th. Throw in. Iran 2nd as it stands. Belgium is sitting top 8 third place teams. So it looks like Argentina's coming to your city. That's nice. That's nice, Ozan. Yeah. Kind of ironic who's playing there, but, well, I don't know about kind of, but, whatever. I appreciate you doing all games. Most YouTubers I'm sub to don't do all. You're welcome. You're welcome. I wish the water YouTube world would respect it, appreciate it, but, YouTube's bending me over a damn barrel with a frickin' reach, to be honest, so it is what it is. South Koreans are so angry with their national team manager at the World Cup that some convenience stores have put up signs refusing him entry. Didn't their manager used to play for them? Especially during 2002? Okay. Well, thank you. It's not attempting. Well, I guess until we finish that final game, I guess it is attempting, isn't it? I guess it's attempting until the final whistle blows on the final match, and we're... Fair enough. That does make sense. I'd say it's going to be done, but you don't know the way that things will go in the future. So... Playing forward, Egypt. 4 minutes in. Egypt with a shot. Save. Big save. Oh, it's in. Egypt. Score. Saber. 1-0. Horrible rebounds. And it goes in for Egypt. Iran down 1-0. You hate to see it go like that. I say that in general. Mahmoud Saber. One 0 5 minutes in. Five minutes. Iran is now second with 2 points. Or third with 2 points, I should say. Not the way they wanted to start. Gives up a bad rebound, and it gets scored by Saber through the goalkeeper's legs. Yep. See what Iran does. Can they answer? It's a long game. Still a long game. Playing forward. Belgium. Iranian Fernando Muslera. And the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch has been postponed, according to reports. Damn it. Playing forward. Iran still through to the round of 32 if results stand. Huh? No, because... No, they'd be 11th. No, they'd be 11th. Sadly, no. They'd have 2 points there. There's no way. Belgium's in second now. And Iran only has 2 points. Iran's got to at least draw this game. Well, if they do, their goal differential would be, well, 0 again. Oh. Ugh. 7:50. Mehdi Taremi is down hurt. Mehdi Taremi presses for the ball and gets kicked in the foot. He kind of did that to himself, but it's cool. I need to stop looking at one football. The table's bugging out. South Korea is really on the bubble. Yep. Because Algeria at least has a game to play. VAR check. VAR check in the Egypt-Iran game. Penalty. Penalty for Iran. Oh. Well, that's what they needed. They needed something like that. Taremi, Mehdi Taremi, to put Iran back on equal terms. Not a good start, but yeah, clear as day. I agree. Got kicked in the foot. I agree. 0-0 between New Zealand and Belgium. Yeah, I agree. Clear as day. Taremi to take the penalty. Can he tie it back up? Starts his run up. Shot. Saved. Rebound. Missed. Oh my God. Iran. No. A golden chance is missed. Algeria and DR Congo to play. Exactly. Yeah. But Algeria is right under South Korea, so you're right. I mean, they are on the bubble. Also Croatia, but Croatia's above them, so. And Ghana would be too, so that kind of doesn't exactly matter. But what a save. Yeah, awesome save. Horrible. Not a great penalty from Taremi. Well, actually, I don't. Keeper went the right way, actually. You know what? No, I mean, that wasn't actually a bad penalty. No, Panama's eliminated. The head-to-head won't let them get to third place, even if they were to beat Ghana. No. England. Yeah, that's what we're watching. England. Shot. Oh, did it? Oh, my God. What a freaking play by New Zealand to get that off the line. GK's foot was firmly on the line. Wow. Goal kick. Player down, hurt for Egypt. Possible penalty for Belgium. 416 minutes since a Belgian player has scored in a World Cup match. No penalty. No penalty in that game. Egypt started hotter. Iran answered back, or at least tried to. Damn good save to keep Egypt up. You want Morocco or Netherlands in the round of 16? I mean, I think Morocco would be, the way Morocco's playing, I think they'd be easier to beat. I think Canada would have an easier time beating Morocco if they were to play Morocco than the Netherlands. I think the Netherlands, I mean, we've already lost to them 4-0 2 years ago. So maybe we can learn from that. Here comes Iran, loses the ball. Oh, they actually have it. Into the box. Steps through. Shot. Saved by the goalie. Shot. In. Goal. Goal. Off. Wait, no, it is a goal. It is a goal. Goal. Ramin Razayan scores. Woo. Wow. Yeah. I think the way Morocco's playing right now, I'd rather have them. I'm not going to lie. We're going to lose, but we're probably going to lose. But I'd rather have Morocco. I mean, they did struggle against Haiti. So, and they struggled against Scotland. But maybe because we play more openly, well, they're going to probably keep the ball, so we'd have to press the ball. But, you know, Holland, yeah, I'd rather have Morocco. And that's no disrespect. It's just that Holland is Holland. Ramin Razayan scores the goal. Wow, what a play. They still struggled against Scotland, though. Okay, rotate squad for Haiti. They still struggled against Scotland, though. So, 1-1. 1-1 for Iran. What a shot. Over the goalie's arm. What a shot, Ramin. Lovely, lovely, lovely. And Iran's back in second place as of now. Now, of course, if Belgium chokes to New Zealand, the old guys are choking. One. What defense is terrified for Scotland? Dude, they can't score a damn thing. Not at the World Cup, at least. Well, except that one goal that was a total freaking deflection against. Damn, I can't believe that stayed out, but it didn't. Okay, yeah, no, it didn't even fully cross the line. Awesome goal. I know it's their champ, but it's a lie. Player down hurt for Egypt. 15th minute. He's got his shoe off. Shot wide by Egypt. Will Grigg, I know. Yeah, Will Grigg's on fire. Oh, this is cool. Jackson Culver is the first player ever from the Cayman Islands to be drafted to the NHL. Born in the United States but raised in the Cayman Islands until he moved to Canada at 13 to play. Well, he played roller hockey, so he played ice hockey at 13 when he moved to Canada. So we have a Cayman player drafted in the NHL. Sixteenth minute. 16th minute. Sergei Bobrovsky wants to play for Toronto. High on his list of teams he'd consider if he doesn't resign with the Panthers. Ball crossed in, cleared away by New Zealand, picked up by Berenband. So far, Iran tied it up, and they're sitting second now. Be able to watch him once he gets brought up to the AHL. Nice. He plays for the Sens. Oh, there we go. Yep, 32nd overall pick. Ottawa Senators. I mean, I hope he makes it. Yeah, Belleville, Ontario, the Belleville Senators. That's why I was like, yeah, it's the Sens. I was like, yeah, it's the Sens. I had to make sure. I'm like, they just picked. 18th minute. I knew the Belleville Senators, yeah. I was like, well, it ain't the Marlies. So you said you were in between the Marlies and the Sens. The B-Sens. So I was like, it must be the Senators. Ottawa drafted a guy who played roller hockey until he was 13. Hey, you know what? If it works, it works. At least I bet he's smarter than Brady Tkachuk. It was a 32nd pick. I mean, at this point, when it comes to hockey, let's be real. when it comes to hockey, once you get past like the 15th pick, it's all best player available, honestly. Like and they're all probably going to have to take some time to grow in the minor leagues before they ever play in the NHL. So, I mean, at that point, Belgium playing forward. Shot over the bar. Man, Belgium's struggling in New Zealand. They're garbage, man. Belgium are garbage, man. Sometimes off the board just a tad, take a chance on someone who could surprise. Exactly, but what I'm saying is Egypt playing forward. But what I'm saying is that in the NHL draft, it's one of the most magic beans drafts of them all. Well, okay, no. The MLB used to have one. I think the MLB has streamlined everything to the point where it exactly really isn't. Oh, handball on New Zealand, over the bar. Or could be. VAR check. They're seeing if there's a penalty. Well, Belgium might just score again. Headed over by Iran. Be a diamond you find, you have to ruffle. Fair enough. I think there's probably corner for Egypt. If Belgium is leading, Iran would have to win. Kevin De Bruyne to take the penalty. VAR check. Header. Cleared by Iran. VAR review for the penalty. Either they know it's coming or it's going to be, I'm not sure. Either way. I mean, he pulls his arm up to try to get away from it. But I could see it going either way. I'd say elbow and his arm comes up because he's trying to get away from it. I'd say no penalty personally, but I don't think it's a penalty personally. Good back heel by Ramin. Finn Sermon had his arm against his body. I mean, but he's pulling it away from the ball, and he's trying to get his arm away from the ball. Yes, it's unnatural position, but he sees it coming and trying to get away. He's not trying to get his hand into the ball. He's trying to pull his arm away. I understand it. No handball and a hydration break for the Iran game. So no penalty. So is it unnatural position? Yes, but it's in a way of trying to get away from the ball, not putting yourself into the ball, in my opinion. I think he's going away from the ball. He's trying to not put his hand into the ball. He's trying to get away from it. Yeah, it's unnatural, but it's not trying to cheat the game. He's trying to not get called for cheating. And it hit the bottom of his elbow. I think that's the right call, personally. If only Pro would do the same thing. 22nd minute, goal kick for New Zealand. Hydration break for the Belgium game. Three quarters left to go. No, I'm Hydration break almost over. Hydration break about over for the Iran game. As it stands, Iran in second place. Need a win. If they win, possibly they win the group. Well, head-to-head, they'd be above Egypt. So hold on. Don't forget the head-to-head. If Iran beats Egypt, Iran will be above Egypt on head-to-head, even if there's 3 teams on 5 points. Then Egypt would have to worry about the goal differential with Belgium to see who finishes second. But the good news is if Egypt even finishes third or Belgium, they would advance to the next round as a third-place 5-point team. If Iran was to win and Egypt was to lose, and if Belgium was to win, they'd all advance. New Zealand be the odd one out. So, see what Iran does. 26th minute, and the next game, or the New Zealand-Belgium game, about to start up again. So, head-to-head. New Zealand advances with a win. Belgium advances with a win or a draw, and Iran loss. Both teams eliminated with a loss. .27th minute. Damn, Seth Jarvis had shoulder surgery. He's out for 4 to 6 months. Wide. Zico goes out. Corner for Belgium. Falls down, save, it's in! Belgium leads! Belgium leads! Trossard scores for Belgium. Belgium, Trossard scores. He won the Stanley Cup, it's worth it. He was playing through somebody, won the Stanley Cup. It's worth it. It's worth it. Trossard scores for Belgium. Belgium is now second as it stands. Hits, and then Trossard puts it away. .28th minute. No one. Iran has to win if they want to certainly qualify for the round of 32. Belgium, if they score another goal, they'll be tied on goal differential with Egypt as well because they tied. Save. Well, wait. Oh, wait. Egypt will be on 4 points if Iran won. Well then, if Iran won, Egypt would be on 4 points. Well, that's still probably enough to advance, yeah. Trossard scrappy goal from the corner, typical. I knew you'd say that. It's 1-0 to the Belgians. 1-0 to the Belgians. 1-0. Probably the wrong tune, but whatever. 30th minute. Don't do that. Belgium don't have our defense. Yeah, but New Zealand's New Zealand. 30th minute. Don't do that. Fair enough. Yeah, it's New Zealand, though. And by the way, their goal was scored by an Arsenal player, so that's the joke. That's the joke. Ball crossed in for New Zealand, saved. Damn it, that was your time to score. I just reverse jinxed your ass and you didn't score. Egypt playing forward. I just reverse jinxed your ass and you didn't score. Playing forward. Belgium, cross. Oh my God. Of course that'd be a scrappy goal because they can't figure out how to get a good one. .32 minute. .32 minutes. England are through to the last 32 of the World Cup. Results tonight mean that regardless of the result against Panama, the 3 Lions will be in the knockout stages. Okay, that's what it means. Okay. Playing forward. Iran with a throw-in. Belgium or New Zealand trying to answer back. I don't see them doing it. Good defense by Egypt. Falls to Iran. Iran has the top of the box. Shot over the... Oh, my God. No. Way over. Way over. Come on. Damn, man. You had it. You had it. Where's my homeboy, Alex? Shit, I don't know, huh? 34th minute. Shit, I don't know. Playing forward. Belgium leads 1-0. Iran needs to win. But let's see where they sit. 6th place in the top 3 third-place teams. So they're not through, but we'll see. We'll see. But right now, at least they'll sit in a good position, okay position, going into tomorrow. Which all they have to do is wait through 6 hours of matches, and then there you go. Croatia. Algeria is out of the top 8. But they do have a game tomorrow. So Scotland, Uruguay are certainly eliminated. DR Congo has a game tomorrow. Algeria has a game tomorrow. They can jump in. Croatia has a game tomorrow. They can jump in. Iran, maybe not in the safest spot, to be honest. Senegal might just be in a safe spot. Very likely, the way I looked at it. But Egypt, if they were to lose and Iran were to win, Belgium, Iran, top 2, and Iran would, well, it would matter about the goal differential then. It would matter about the goal differential then. Because they don't have a head-to-head over Belgium. Or a win. 35th minute. After looking at some of these third-place teams, they need to get rid of round of 32. Well, here's the good news for you, my friend. They're probably going to have 64 teams in the next World Cup. So it will still be a round of 32. But it's only going to be like it used to be. If they do expand, which, at least for one tournament. Who knows? Maybe they'll go back to 48 for everything that isn't the Centennial. But then again, why would they expand and then put it back, contract it back down? Why would they do that? It's FIFA. They want money. Iran playing forward. Why would they do that? It's FIFA. They want money. So, at least you lose the round of 32. 1-0-2 with -2 should not advance. Well, I mean, technically, it's a -1, but okay. It's a -1, but brought down, headed away. Iran builds up, gets the ball back, 37th minute. But hey, at least next World Cup, the way it sounds is it's going to be a round of 32, but of the top 2 teams in each group like the old days. Because 64 would go down to that. Yeah, 32. Do the math. Oh, man, if they do that, I got to. You know what I might do if they do make it a 64-team World Cup after one 48-team World Cup? I'm going to do a parody of the Atari Jaguar ad. I will do that. Somehow, some way. If they do that, do the math, Atari Jaguar, you know, that commercial. Yeah, no, I think I might just do a parody of that if they pull that. Because it's so, well, what other 16? Well, I've heard Italy plays football. They used to be really good. But for some reason, they don't seem to care anymore. Shot wide. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. Man, I remember they were good in my lifetime still, you know, and they looked like they were going to be back. And then they screwed it again twice, 2 more times. They care more about Eurovision now, don't you know? They also care more about baseball, don't you know? Well, the bad thing about that is the time zones are going to be fucked. So, hey, you know what? Maybe I will still do more than 104 matches, though. Maybe I will still do more than 104 matches, but the time zones are going to be fucked. So, the reason why 104 of 104 worked, or 104 of 104 worked, is time zones fit. Shot, wide. Canada will never miss another World Cup with 64 teams. I'm too used to Canada being in the World Cup now. Yeah, I grew up when they never did it. It feels too good to be in the World Cup. So you know what? I'll accept that. I'll accept 64 teams because Italy will never miss again and Canada will never miss again. I'll accept it. The selfish part of me accepts it. Italy will never miss again. Canada will never miss again. And, well, Ireland might still miss, but, you know, whatever. Miss! So, you know, that there's that. But, you know, yeah, whatever. Selfishly, I'll take it, you know. Selfishly, I'll take Canada never missing a World Cup again. I'll take it. Selfishly. I spent way too long waiting to see Canada in a men's World Cup. Because let's not forget, the women have always been there in my lifetime in their World Cup. And I got to see them play World Cups my whole life. Do as good as I expected. Sometimes, well, not really. But they were there. But I waited my whole damn life up until I was 22 to see Canada. Canada woman, they'll never take away our gold medal. You're damn right. Over from my cold, dead hands. Well, they never took it away when it was at the hottest, the scandal. So I guess they never will. But we were world champions once, you know. We got our world championship in the Olympics. Because in women's football, it counts as a world championship. Take that, USA. Christine Sinclair got her world title. She did. Deservedly so. She played a damn good bit, too. Maybe it made us look a little bit worse, but hey, if Christine Sinclair can do it and she's the best goal scorer of all time internationally, hey, Cristiano Ronaldo could do it. Being carried by his team to a world championship, he could do it. Because, I mean, they carried Christine Sinclair to that gold medal. Let's be real. Let's be real. She probably should have sat on the bench in that moment. Probably should have. But they carried her. So, I know the Olympics is a lot less games. Is Fernando Mendoza there? Is that? Am I crazy or is that Fernando Mendoza? When will Mexico find out their opponents for the round of 32? At the latest tomorrow. It don't take that long. It's over for the OFC, isn't it? Yes. But it sounds like it's going to be Ecuador, but I don't know how they freaking calculate these. But, yeah, Christine Sinclair has her world championship. The Tokyo 2021 Olympics. Man, 2021 summer, man. Nothing like it. Mississippi State National Championship in baseball. Gold Cup run by Canada to the semifinals. Italy winning the Euros. Canada women winning the Olympics. Blue Jays making that run and looking like the best team in baseball while they were back in Toronto. Man, what a summer. What a summer that was. I know the state thing's just me, but still, what a summer that was. Man. That was something. That was something. That was something. Mexico getting Ecuador. But, yeah. It's Ecuador. That last match is between Mexico and Ecuador have ended up 0-0, including Copa America. Well, this time it's in Mexico, you know. Even though Ecuador will probably be more used to the altitude because they play at El Alto, which then again, Azteca is lower, so what effect does it really have? 44th minute, to be clear. Like, what effect does it really have? Canada women might be less competitive than the men at this point. Program's a joke now, unfortunately. I mean, they have some good young players. Olivia Smith, she's awesome. But, yeah, I mean, I kind of am disappointed by some of the results they're having. I thought Casey Stoney would do a lot better. Like, I thought Casey Stoney was supposed to be our shot at having somebody like Emma Hayes. You know, I thought that's what Canada was doing there, was basically trying to do what the Americans did and hire somebody at the level of Emma Hayes. 5 minutes stoppage time. That's what I thought they were doing, but it did not turn out that way. Some of these results are inexplicable, honestly. So I had a higher opinion of Casey Stoney than before than I did now. It's not. There is talent there. There is talent there, but yeah, it kind of seems like the men are doing better than the women now, or they're at an even level, but the men are rising and the women are kind of plateauing. But again, we have our world championship. So I think the media's bored. I think Gareth Wheeler wanted to start this shit because he always wants to start shit. Ball crossed in. Header. Oh, pass post. Gareth Wheeler, 6 minutes of stoppage time. To me, he loves to stir things up. I mean, do we remember the time he tried to change the pronunciation of Richie's last name? And Richie was like, I'm fine with either. And then people just went back to Larea. Remember that? Remember that? Like, that was a Gareth Wheeler thing. He started that. I mean, it is, to be technical, it is La Yi, or I think that's what it was, if that you wanted to go the right way, but Richie's like, I'm fine either way, and then people just went back to Larea, and Gareth went full, like, early 2020s, late 2010s woke and said, well, it's really pronounced, and then Richie's like, it's fine either way, and then people just went back to Larea. Gareth was trying to, dude stirs shit up incessantly. Every time he gets a chance, he does it. I think Alfonso knew what Jesse was doing. I don't think Alfonso would be fine of himself being used as a decoy if he didn't tell Jesse to do it. Because I know he's probably disappointed he didn't get to play in his home country, but at least he's still at the World Cup. I think they knew what they were doing there. Do I like the decoy thing? Not exactly. But I don't think Jesse went and did that out of his self. I think Alfonso said, I probably can't go. But it'd be like, can I use you as a decoy? And be like, yeah, sure. And then Gareth wanted to run shit up because he's the guy talking about it so much. So far, Argentina's getting gifted again against the easy teams. Probably. Yep. 48th minute. Who would have ever thought that the Canadian men would at least be at the same level or better than the women? I never thought that. Because even those first years of the men kind of growing and getting there and getting even, I thought the women at least had something to stay at the same level. And then Europe came and said, no, we're here now. We care about women's football now. And Canada's done all the wrong things to protect that early head start. The United States have done the right things to protect their head start. And they were better than us in the first place. But we were the second best team in the world. We just happened to be in the same confederation as the United States for a while there. Mexico. I think Mexico's growing pretty well, There was a moment there where, you know what, I probably saw it coming when Canada didn't just start beating the USA for those couple of years there when the USA was in their banter period. Yeah, and then the W Gold Cup, that's probably when it was dead when they lost on that freaking slip and slide at Snapdragon, so... Like, Herdman's World Cup qualifying run or Marsh's Copa run? Which one was better? It was Herdman's World Cup qualifying run. I love the Copa run. Don't get me wrong. But Herdman's World Cup qualifying run is the stuff of legend. I don't care if they use drones or not. That shit is the stuff of legend. I do not care. Undefeated until the last window. topping the Octo when we were coming out of nowhere, and the USA and Mexico, albeit we're in a banner era, but the USA were coming out of theirs, and Mexico were whatever the hell they were doing. We still shouldn't have topped the group. Like, what we did, we steamrolled everybody up until March. March. Of course, we won the game at home to get qualified, but we did lose in Panama and Costa Rica. But that's the stuff of legend. It's the stuff of legend. I don't care. Like, I love the Copa run. But that World Cup qualifying run was a shot across the bow. Like, halftime, it's 1-1 between Egypt and Iran. That World Cup qualifying run made me proud. Did the World Cup end well? No. The more and more that World Cup qualifying run went, and then the Gold Cup in between before we got to the Octo, man, that 18 months or that 14 months of qualifying and Gold Cup and then Octo and then Nations, dude. The what I felt in that time, Mexico versus Ecuador confirmed. Davies' goal was outrageous. Oh yeah, that was amazing. But that qualifying run, I can't say I'll never be prouder of the Canadian men's national team, but I fail to see what would make me as proud as that qualifying run. It would have to be a World Cup run. It would have to be. It would have to be a World Cup quarterfinal, semifinal run to make me that proud. It would have to be. Because, I mean, the Copa was amazing. Don't get me wrong. But that World Cup run was like the first time since 2007 that truly, that I could be proud of the men like I was the women's team. To be honest. I mean, that was something. And it's halftime of the New Zealand game. It's 0-1 to Belgium. So, yes, the Copa run was amazing, but that's when I had expectations. Going into that World Cup qualifying, I was just glad that they changed it during COVID, so we actually had a fair chance to go into the World Cup and not just have to play a tournament to play the playoff team. The Get Bent tournament, as I love to call it. I was just glad we had a chance to be fairly qualified. I don't know. How we doing, Marcel? I was glad COVID changed the format to make it a fair qualifying format. They still put the Get Bent tournament in there, but it put us into the Octo. And we won that damn Octo. Like, it was the most, I had no expectations. Like, I mean, yeah, I talked a lot of shit, but I had no expectations, to be honest. Like, I was like, well, the way Canada's playing, I think they could top this group. I was talking out of my ass. Like, I'm like, well, they've been undefeated, and they've been dominating all these minnow teams, and frankly, I think they're better than everybody but the USA and Mexico, and I still think they'll find a way. I didn't know I'd be right. I was half kidding. I'm not going to lie. I thought they'd qualify for the World Cup, at least as a playoff team. But I'm like, fuck it. Let's go. Let's go and say they're going to top the group. Because why not? I'm so high on my own supply. Fuck it. After that Gold Cup, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to put them top of the group. And they did the damn thing. But that wasn't a real expectation. And they did it. Atakube was amazing that run. Man, I wish. Man, it's never been the same for him. But we have Segor. Are you happy with South Africa? Yeah, I am. I mean, I just found the drone stuff funny. Like, the drone, here's the thing. Yeah, it sucks the way it ended. And I thought he was doing good things at TFC, whether he was using drones or not. And yeah, he deserves a lot more respect. But Canada, I mean, he did leave Canada to coach Toronto FC, but he left Toronto because Canadians were pissed about him using drones when everybody in the world does it. Tonda Eckert still has a fucking job. And he did it in England. And it's illegal there, and he still has a job. And it's like, well, I mean, yeah, Herdman's coaching Indonesia now. But, like, Bev Priestman being fired, I mean, she did do it at the Olympics, and there's really big laws against it in France. But, okay. And Herdman, again, leaving TFC, I think that was a mistake. TFC should have freaking just took the licks they had to take, if need be. Because I thought he was building some good there. And then we had to have another rebuild with Fraser, and Fraser doesn't know what the hell he's doing. I'd still rather have Herdman at this point. Honestly, even though it did kind of fall apart at the end of the season there, I'd still rather have Herdman at this point. I just joke about the drone thing because it's so fucking stupid. In general, in multiple ways. I just joke about the drone thing because it's so fucking stupid. Like how it went down, how it got him knocked away, or he left the club. I just think it's funny. Like, it's like a real footballing nation wouldn't do this shit. Why do you have to be so moralistic? It's fucking drones. Okay, if he was taking drugs, I mean, he's the manager, but if he was taking steroids, fine, sure, understandable. If he freaking committed a crime, a vile crime, fine. Drones. Fucking drones. And I think, and by the way, fucking Westhead and Wheeler really ran that shit too. And that's not a shot. Like, if Rick Westhead wants your ass, he's going to get your ass. But he rightfully did it with the Hockey Canada stuff. I'm not saying he didn't. But Rick Westhead has this aura of, he wants your ass, he's going to get your ass. And he used drones to get Herdman's ass. And then Wheeler ran that fucking shit. It was Wheeler and Westhead all together, to be honest. Drones. You didn't have better shit to do, Westhead? Hockey Canada? You didn't have better shit to do? But it's Priestman, New Zealand, Wellington, Phoenix. Women's side, I think. But honestly, yes, I'd rather that than Bayern. But, I mean, they suck, or comparatively, but I don't like Bayern Munich. So, with that being said, take a short break at the half, talk about the stats, get this one going, sit tight, be back. And we'll review this game after it's over, but we'll talk about the stats. Sit tight. 1-1, Egypt did on, 1-0 to Belgium. We're back for the stats of the half. And then maybe I'll continue on my drone boy rant. With that being said, 62% possession to 38% possession, 8 shots to 4, 2 shots on goal to 3. We got 258, 55 accurate passes, 88% to 134, 75%, 2 yellow cards to 2, 4 corners to 0, 8 shots to 6. We got 3 shots off goal to 3. We have 291 passes to 178, 88% pass accuracy to 75, 3 throws to 9, 0 offside to 1, 2 yellows to 2, 0 reds to 0, 6 fouls to 8. Honestly, Egypt is holding a lot of possession, but I think Iran, they're playing very good defensively. They're playing very strong as a team. They look like they have the better chances in Egypt. If Iran could figure this out, it's only a matter of time, in my opinion. I think Iran will find a way to win this game. They're warriors. Iran are a bunch of warriors. Egypt, don't get me wrong, is a good team, but Iran is a bunch of warriors. So we'll see how this second. Argos are playing, huh? Well, there you go. With that being said, is this the best World Cup group phase? Yes, it's the best World Cup in general. But yeah, no, I think Iran is playing well. I hope the way they're playing, I hope they win. I think their chances have been better. They just really missed them. But Egypt, of course, controlling the possession. But what the hell? The fuck did Garnacho do to his hair? No, I'm not watching Night of Champions tomorrow. I got shit to do. I'm gonna wake up, eat something, and then set up the streams, record the 3rd or the 4th group clips, set things up for Sunday and Monday, and then we got the games. So no. Besides, I'm not even interested in that card, to be honest. It looks like garbage. Second half about to start. That card looks like garbage. I'm not even interested, honestly. But again, I will say this. When it comes to drones, I wouldn't do it. If a coach wants to use drones, okay, fine. But I wouldn't do it. Because I think you could watch a lot of football and figure out how people use their tactics and set piece routines and all these other things from just watching them play. Game film. And, I mean, Bielsa did it. Bielsa did it. Like, if it was me, if I was a coach, I would have PowerPoints on PowerPoints of, like, every team. I'd be like Bielsa. I'd have all the PowerPoints. All the receipts, my boys. All the receipts. PowerPoints of formations, how they use how their formations evolve and change throughout a game through game states. If they go from a 4-3-3 to a 4-3-2-1 or 3-5-2, or how does it flow? How does it start and how does it flow within game states? How do they react to a press? Do they defend the press, or do they resist the press well, or do they get pressed very easily? Because that matters to me, because if it's my system, they better be able to get pressed pretty easily, or we're going to have a tough damn time. Then we'd have to sort of adjust the set piece routines they have, players' weaknesses and strengths, who to go for if they're hard to press, if we want to press. If we want to press, or we do in any game, but if we need to press / if we plan to press, who's the easiest to press if the team is hard to press? Where do we want the ball to be? Where do we want the ball to be? Where do we want to press them? What is our formation to deal with the way they build up in play? Belgium and New Zealand's restarted 0-1. How do we build up in play? How do we take the ball away? What is the weaknesses of their formation? What is the weak point? How do we push that team into a quadrant of the pitch and just choke them out, for lack of a better term? Well, he's barely even played. Injuries will do that to you. What players are tougher? Well, of course, but player profiles, formation profiles, set piece routines, likely subs, likely things they do, the tendencies other teams have. I mean, as long as you watch game film, you're going to have it. And I would make a giant PowerPoint about every team. Every team. I don't care if it's a team will play all the time in the league. I don't care if it's all the Canadian teams in the Can Champ. I don't care if it's some random team from Egypt, whether that be Pyramids or Al Ahly, to play them in the freaking Intercontinental Cup. It will be done. If I was a coach in my house, there'll be football on 24/7. Well, I don't know about that, but a lot of the time. Okay, fair enough. Shake on it, virtual handshake, fair enough. Virtual handshake, fair enough. I'll stop. I mean, I wouldn't say I hate on him. I'm just being realistic, but I'll stop dogging on him. Fair enough. But he shouldn't be surprised. But again, we're back for the Egypt-Iran game, 1-1. But again, my idea as a coach would be to look at every game film I can, watch every game of that team. I mean, all the games I've watched, I mean, I have info that I don't put down on this book, or that I don't say, because, I mean, I have to keep my videos somewhat understandable for a casual audience, you know? But, I mean, if you wanted me to, I could nerd out on the tactics. I mean, shit, I have my tactics board over there, but I would do it at them. But again, but for me, it's looking at, but I guess to a larger extent, if I had PowerPoints on every team as a coach, I would be looking at it more. I don't know if Bielsa did this, but I would have all the info, but also look at the fact of how easy is this team to press? How easy is this team to basically corral them into one corner, one quadrant of the pitch with our press? How easy is it to control the tempo of the game by pressing the ball and pressuring these guys for 90 minutes? How easy is this a team that's resistant to the press? Is it a team that's not? If they are resistant, yeah. If the team is resistant to the press, what do we do to try to beat them? What can we do? Imagine being first for the knockouts. Hey, if we... Oh, Belgium 2-0. Trossard again. But again, It's done. Yeah, Belgium's winning. Leandro Trossard, 2 goals. The Premier League champion. What a save from Baron Van. But if Iran wins, they'll finish second. I think. Hold on. Well, Iran would have 5. Well, Belgium is under Egypt because they have less goals scored. Iran wins. Well, they'll be above Egypt because of head-to-head. Trossard in the 50th. Shot. What a shot. Nil 2. What a play. Well, Leandro clutch showing up again. Yeah, well, that's what I was saying. That's what we're saying, yeah. VAR check for the goal. Iran on the ball. But again, my analysis PowerPoints, besides knowing or looking at the way their formation evolves throughout a game, their starting formation, the players' weaknesses, set piece routines, it basically would be a deep dive into how easy it is to press a team or how versus how hard it is to press a team. How if we do press them and if it's easy, how easy is it to move them into one quadrant of the pitch and basically push them back, to pin them back with our press? How quick do they release the ball? How quick is their passing? How quick do they build out from the back? How quick, if we can't press them, how quick can we jump into their passing lanes? How quick can we take a interception from what happens if Canada doesn't get past South Africa? I crash out. I probably have the most epic crash out I've ever had. Certainly the most epic crash out I've ever had in this room. But it's going to be, you think Guatemala was bad? You think the ALCS was bad? You think Guatemala was bad? Just wait. Especially if we get blown out. Cleared away. Egypt shot, good block. But again, I want my teams to press heavily. Or I want my team to press heavily. And be very, 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 just throw heaps and heaps of pressure on the other team. Whether that be going right at a guy, jumping in a passing lane, or pin them back with the press. Pin them back in their own end. And preferably in one quadrant of their own end. Four quadrants. One quadrant of their own end, just basically just boom. But at least their half of the pitch. Just the pressure is so incessant they can't even play out from their own end if they want to hold the ball. I said my teams personally, not Canada. But, well, no, Jesse Marsh, what do you mean? What do you mean? Wait, whoa, what do you mean? Jesse Marsh. What do you mean they don't gegenpress? Jesse Marsh. 2 words, Jesse Marsh. Bro. Bro. But it's not high. It's not gegenpressing enough. It's not swashbuckling enough for me. It's not enough for me. So, I mean, the more a team is resistant to the press, the more we have to adjust, in my opinion. Or my team would have to adjust to either cutting off passes, Timu Red Bull manager. Nah. I just like, nah. I'm a captain. And our press is going to send teams to Davy Jones's locker. My flag might not be black with a skull and crossbones, but it's red with an eye patch over and a cowbell on it. I'd be more afraid to see that, especially if you're a footballer. A red flag with a cowbell on it, with a skull with an eye patch, with a maple leaf on it. I'd be a little bit more scared to see that. He did gegenpress at Leeds, and that was kind of part of the problem. Either way. Oh, you were calling Jesse a Temu Red Bull manager? Okay. I thought you were calling me that. I'm like, no, I'm a Coca-Cola. No. I'm a Coca-Cola captain who has a red flag with a cowbell. Yeah, there's a skull on it, but the skull's holding a cowbell and it's wearing an eye patch with a maple leaf on it. I'm more scared of that than a skull and crossbones. Or you should be more scared of that than a skull and crossbones, is all I'm saying. I ain't no Red Bull manager. We press harder than that. We swashbuckle harder than that, my friend. Your end of the pitch is going to end up being Davy Jones's locker. We're going to walk you off a plank. And then take the 3 points like it's our treasure. X marks the spot. Well, I guess there's multiple spots. The ball, and then the ball going in the back of the net. Because you can't handle the press. Because you can't handle the swashbuckling press, my friend. So wait, would the ball, getting the ball, would that be an X and then the goal be an X? Or would that, I don't know. I guess there's 2 X's in that case. Because getting the ball matters first, and then you put it in their net. So that's another X. How would I make a map of that? The map. I need the map. The map. How do I don't know. 57th minute. Salah's coming off in the 57th minute. Stinker and hooked. Maybe. 56th minute. So I guess yeah, our treasure map has 2 X's. The ball. Get the ball. Put it in the goal. And do that again. And do that at least, 3 or 4 times a game. Or at least get the ball like a lot of times per game and try to get it in the back of the net 3 or 4 times per game. And yeah. What about defense? Well, shit. Cannonballs. I don't know what to do with that. Either way, 58th minute. I don't know what to do with that. I don't know how to compare that. I guess protecting the treasure. So cannonballs. Yeah, that makes sense. Cannonballs. Yeah, that makes sense. But you have heard of me. But you have heard of me, yes. But you have heard of me, yes. 0-2 for Belgium. But you have heard of me, yes. 1-1 for Iran and Egypt. '60th minute. But Stinker and Hook. Maybe. '58th minute and 60th minute. Damn it. Sandro Mamuklashvili is opting out of his $2.8 million player option. But again, Argos beat the Saskatchewan Roughriders. What do you think of Mbappe's performance in this team today? I thought Mbappe did a good job. Now, he did assist Dembele. He didn't score a goal. Hold on. He didn't score a goal. Dembele did most of the work, but, and Desiree Doué got a goal as well. But it actually showed me something with Mbappe. He can work with his teammates. Like, he isn't, like, I think after that, we kind of really got to stop with his freaking save dictator joke. Because what dictator is going to assist a guy who took his spot pretty much in a team that he used to run and that he's chasing club-wide, that has a Ballon d'Or before him? Why would he do that? I know they're playing for the same country. I knew they were teammates for PSG, but think about this. Mbappe didn't score goals, but I love the fact that Kylian helped. He did not care that Usman scored a hat trick. That what? Usman's now 2 goals away from him in the Golden Boot race? He didn't care. He assisted him on one of those for sure. I think maybe a second. I was saying Mbappe let him have a hat trick, but he wanted to win. And maybe Usman wouldn't have done that against a team who played their best 11, but he did. But he is a Ballon d'Or winner, so, I mean, I think it shows me how much humility Kylian has. And people don't like to talk about that because dictator. He ran PSG. He held PSG up for everything. He leaves for free. He goes to Madrid. He runs the locker room. He demands the armband when players come off. Okay. I don't exactly... I mean, you can't see a game like this. I didn't, but Dembele wants to be the center of football after Messi and Ronaldo retires. But Dembele had a damn good game, and Mbappe helped him have that good game. Kylian's a benevolent dictator after all. Yeah, but it's not like he helped his right-hand man. He helped a democratic leader who's going to take over the country after him. Like, what benevolent dictator does that? Like, the memes, the people that want to make memes, they're saying it's no longer Vinny's team, it's now Mbappe's team at Real Madrid. Well, Vinny is the problem. But here's the problem about the World Cup. Vinny is having just as good of a World Cup as Mbappe is. But they don't coexist. But Mbappe's the better player. So what do? Tell one to stick to the left? I think they're both too damn competitive for Real Madrid's own good. That's kind of part of the problem. Like, honestly, yeah, you could say, well, they're both the problem, is what this is proving. But at least Mbappe was their leading scorer when he was the problem. What did Vinny do before the World Cup? Barely a damn thing this season, comparatively. So Vinny is more the problem, but I guess they're both a problem. Belgium over the bar. I guess they're both the problem, but I guess in a way. But they're both very competitive, and they both want to do it their way. The thing about Madrid is that Vinny is a very good player, but he was the young alpha dog in that team before Mbappe came in. There was still Modric. Don't get me wrong. He was the alpha dog, but they're two different positions. But Mbappe's PR is stronger than Dembele. What does that have to matter? Oh. Well, I can tell you exactly why. One plays in France. I thought you were saying Vinny. My bad. I was thinking of Vinny. But it doesn't. They both play for France. But one plays in the French league. Actually, how would a guy's PR who's had his moves blown up in his face for reasons that maybe he controls and also doesn't control, how does he have better PR, though, than a guy who's won a Ballon d'Or and 2 straight Champions Leagues? That doesn't make sense. Shouldn't the guy who's won 2 straight Champions Leagues and a Ballon d'Or have better PR, even if he plays for a French team, even if that French team is PSG? Shot, Belgium 3-0. Kevin De Bruyne turns back the years. It's 3-0 for Belgium. What a shot, De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne. What a shot. Turns back the years. He's still got it. What a shot by Kevin De Bruyne. 0-3. Well, now Belgium is topping the group. Goal differential better. 0-3. Belgium is topping the group. Their goal differential is better. De Bruyne. What a shot, man. Top of the group is Belgium. After all that, Iran in third, Egypt in second. Belgium versus United States, round of 16 then. Maybe. Iran clears it away. Iran needs to win to finish top 2 and surely advance. They're in a precarious position. Not a horrible position, but a precarious position. They got to win. Egypt's been a little bit better in the second half, to be honest. Jesus, bro. This bracket's confusing, to be honest. USA. No, it looks like Egypt. That's 2 hours ago. Egypt and South Korea would be their round of. Wait, no. No, Iran's over there as it stands. I'm confused. 68th minute. That's a painful way to go out. 3-0. Yeah, but Belgium actually. Here's the thing. I mean, for Belgium, at least they didn't embarrass themselves. Water break in the Belgium game. Woodsy looks out of it, so does New Zealand. I mean, yeah, when you're 2-0 down. Oh, by the way, I don't know if anybody cares about this, but Canada's now eligible to enter Eurovision. Well, I hope they do. I hope Canada does Eurovision. I would love that. I mean, yeah, didn't Celine Dion do it one time for Switzerland or something? So, I mean, there's precedent. So I guess besides the meme song, I guess I'd have the Italy song and Canada song is like, if they lose, they got robbed. Of course. It's a song competition of countries in Europe sending a song, and also countries that are part of the EBU, European Broadcasting Union, which Canada got invited to. Australia's in Eurovision. There's a big controversy about a certain country in Eurovision, but whatever. I think Sunsun knows where I'm going with that one. That's trying to rig it. They've tried to rig it for the past 3 years, and got one of the best songs that Eurovision's had recently disqualified for bullshit. But whatever. Whatever. Sallymakers coming on. Herc Gomez on a car commercial. Well, that's cool. I like Herc. I'm happy for him. Either way. But if you're a part of the EBU, you could be part of Eurovision, and you send a song to represent your country, and the best song wins the competition. But there's a semifinals and a finals, and the big five don't have to qualify to the finals, but whatever. It's basically the World Cup, well, the Euros of music that has invitees. And they do it every year. I do love music competitions. So, yeah, 71st minute. '71st minute. But it would be nice to see Canada in Eurovision, since they can be in it. They probably won't do well. They'll probably like the UK and not do that well. But I could say their song got robbed. I could say their song got robbed every year, just like I do Italy's. And maybe even the meme song, because, I did love Bada Bada Bastu last year from Sweden. I thought it got robbed. Header, I thought it got robbed. Europapa got robbed. It got screwed, frankly. That's the song that got banned, or that's the artist that got kicked from the tournament or the competition because of bullshit. Look it up. It actually is a juicy story. From a country who tried to rig the tournament for the competition for the past 3 years, and it never worked. 71st minute, which is hilarious as hell when it never works. Except their song was actually good this year. Actually, if they weren't trying to rig it, I think maybe I don't know, but their song was actually good this year. It actually was good, I'm not going to lie. Should be a free kick the other way. But they still can't rig it. Especially, it's the televote they're trying to rig. Either way. But their song was actually good. Didn't they finish second again? Oh, actually, honestly. Whether rigged or not, actually kind of deserved. $72 minutes. Mexico just climbed to the 9th position in FIFA World Rankings. 9th! The World Cup must matter a lot, damn. 73rd minute. 1-1. Honestly, name a more shameful, shameless national team than Turkey. Yeah, you're right. I mean, you have a point. You have a point. 74th minute, you have a point. I mean, Canada technically is still a subject of the British monarchy, so hey, they could be in Eurovision. It doesn't matter to me. If the UK's in there. Playing forward, Iran, or no, that's New Zealand. Shot wide, my bad. Damn. And Fox is on this side. Why is it not? Whatever. 74th minute, blah. And they're both wearing white. It's getting late, boys. Iran going forward. They're actually going forward this time. Ball crossed in. Nope. Bleh. We'll review this game once it's over. We'll be back tomorrow afternoon with the final 3 games, or final 3 windows of the group stage. And just lives for all 3 of those games. We'll recap the group phase and predict the knockout phase. And then we have an F1 Grand Prix on Sunday morning and then Canada on Sunday afternoon. And then 3 more games Monday. Which we'll handle those Sunday. Or we'll have the Monday one set up too. And then on Monday we'll get the Tuesday and Thursday set up, or Tuesday and Wednesday set up, and then Wednesday we'll get Thursday, Friday set up. Huh. It's funny. Here comes Belgium. Shot blocked away. Egypt gets knocked out. Iran had it. Egypt throw in. That's embarrassing. This result, if they don't want. OFC needs to make some sort of changes. They need to start inviting teams like what CONCACAF does. This is embarrassing. The result that if they don't want an expansion of the World Cup. Zico coming off for Abdel Karim, 76 minutes. I mean, here's the thing. Like, it's not just that CONCACAF invites teams, but then again, they did grow some of these island nations. But again, what exactly does New Zealand have for a diaspora that Curacao, or do they have a diaspora like Curacao or Suriname? I wouldn't think to that same extent. But again, I'm not headed away. But then again, I'm not sure. 76 minute. I mean, I would. Either way. Iran have to win to find a way. Playing forward. Fair enough. Yeah, good point. But you still need to grow better players. You just don't throw them. Throwing them into the fire is not the only thing that gets teams better. Still got to grow better players. Playing forward. 1-1 for Egypt, Iran. '78th and '79th. That's why if the Pro League is a thing, it takes time. Fair enough, it does take time. But to be fair, it can't take that long because Curacao, well, they aren't Dutch players that chose to play for Curacao. But, well, yeah, that's not a good comparison, actually. Because Curacao, yeah, good point. And Surrey, for that matter. Teams that are monitoring the Zach Werenski situation, Dallas, Carolina are the big teams. I know Toronto's looking into it, or at least they said they have. 80th minute. '80th minute and 79. Eza Talahi misses the next match for Iran. Playing forward. Cleared away. Goal kick, goal kick. Who advances if it's tied? So, Belgium wins the group. Egypt finishes second on goal differential. Iran finishes third with 3 draws. New Zealand finishes bottom with 1 point. Okay, well, there you go. New Caledonia and maybe Tahiti. Well, there you go. Good. Well, that's a good point, actually. Good catch. 80th minute. So maybe they'd actually, if they did grow, be better teams. 2 subs for Belgium. Tie game between Iran and Egypt. Iran needs to win if they want to confirm advancement to the round of 32. They do have the ball. Here comes Iran. Iran's played a damn good game, but both teams have had their moments. That's out for a goal kick. Bad cross. If only they scored their penalty and scored that goal still. Damn. Playing forward. 82 minutes. Oh, wide. That's how Tahiti won the Nations Cup back in the day with the legend Marama Vairua from IS Monaco. There you go. Can Iran find a goal? And there's a goal for New Zealand. They get one back. But that's a prideful goal. That's for the proud. Elijah Just scores New Zealand a goal. Bruh, he needs to be in MLS. Oh, he's already in Europe. Shit. If a big club doesn't want him, but Gio Reyna, though, yeah, more likely so. Good point. Good play. 84th minute, 0. Now it's 1-3. Come on. Good play. Cleared away. Iran, get the ball out. Player down hurt. Gio Reyna's probably more likely to come back to MLS with still a lot of youth on his side, or a little bit of youth on his side. Elijah Just for sure is leaving Motherwell. Well, we'll see. Nice goal. Yeah, really good goal. Finn Sermon will get a hero's welcome when he gets back to Portland. '83rd to 85th. 83rd minute, 85th minute. Oh. 4-1 Belgium. They score a 4th goal. Where did this come from? Lukaku scores for Belgium. Romelu Lukaku. '85. 1-4. Back top of the group. Well, they have the goal scored anyway. Well, now they do. Back top of the group is Belgium. Egypt was top for a second there after a last just goal, but Belgium, header by Lukaku, it's in. 1-1 between Egypt and Iran. Stalemate, it's become. Iran wins, they will finish in the top 2 because of head-to-head. They won't have the goal differential, but they'll have the head-to-head. Belgium and Egypt drew, so that's why the differential matters there. If Iran were to win this match, they would have the head-to-head, and they would have 5 points. They would be above Egypt. Well, Egypt would be at 4 points anyway. So, 85th minute. They have time. Isn't it funny how FIFA made Iran versus Egypt the pride match? I mean, it's definitely ironic. I'm sure Alanis Morissette would call it ironic. That was a good joke. 86th minute. One of her most popular songs is called Ironic. No? I am an unk. I am truly an unk. 86th minute. And I have good taste in music. I'm truly an unk who has a good taste in music. Are you kidding? 87th minute. '86th minute and 88th minute. If results hold, Belgium wins group, Egypt finishes second, New Zealand's eliminated, and Iran might still advance. Might still. Probably, well, we'll see what happens. Playing forward, Belgium attacking. Iran have minutes away. Can they find a way to win the game? And they will advance top 2 after that. Iran have played well. Final ball hasn't really been there, but they've gotten forward. Egypt's got an early goal, and Iran's definitely controlled tempo. Chance. Good play. 88th minute. It's out for a Zizo. Corner kick for Iran. 88th minute. How much stoppage time is left in the other game? 89. Ha, there we go. It's like rain on your wedding day. Header off the crossbar. Wow. I thought they had it there. That's out for a throw-in. I thought they had it there. 89th minute. That was the chance for Iran to get into the top 2 of the group. That was the chance. What a header, but off the crossbar. If he knotted it down a little bit, That would have beat the keeper. Damn, that was the chance. That was the chance. 4 minutes of stoppage time for the New Zealand-Belgium match. I mean, I thought it was cool that Iran left a note they did in Los Angeles. I thought it was a beautiful message. I thought it was a beautiful message. 1 minute to go plus stoppage time. Iran's been amazing this tournament. It's sad that I don't know about getting eliminated, but they could if they don't end up getting a win in this match. I'd like to see them play a knockout match. I thought it'd be interesting. Very classy team, and they're a tough team. I have all the respect in the world for them. All the respect in the world for them. Classy and tough team. Classy off the pitch, tough on the pitch. But they play clean. They play hard. They play clean. They play hard. They play tough. I love watching them play. I love watching them play, and I will pay more attention to them. I mean, I've watched them play before, but I will pay them more attention outside of this tournament. Like if the Asian Cup comes up, I'll watch them play. If I'm watching an Asian game during qualifying that isn't Japan's, I'll watch it on. Whether that be 6 minutes of stoppage time, whether that be just by myself or covering it. What a shot over the bar. Corner for Belgium. Substitution for Iran. They have 6 minutes to get a winner. Mohebi is off for Jakambash. Playing forward. They're throwing on a striker. Makes sense. 91st minute. Five minutes to go. Oh, yeah. They did do that. Okay, they're at least classy off the pitch. How about that? Fair enough. They play like dogs on the pitch, but they're classy off of it. How about that? Oh, yeah, they did dive like fish. Free kick. They were diving like Greg Louganis. Okay. 92 minutes. 1 minute to go in the Belgium game. 34 shots on goal. Or 34 shots and 9 on target. Jesus H. I mean, he's got a point of flopping like fish. I mean, he has a point. They were doing that. It's not like they were diving like Greg Louganis in that first match. They were. Header punched away. Shot. Rebound. Goal! Oh, my God! If it stands! Oh, my God, Iran! They've scored! Oh, my word! Oh, if this stands! What a finish! Horrible, horrible goalkeeping! Horrible defense! And Iran will finish top 2 if this stands! Oh, my Lord! Heads up play, Iran! Allowing those rebounds, not a good idea. 8-bell save, but not a 10-bell save. And it's a goal for Iran. Wow. Will they check it? What will the referee say? Khalilzadeh scores. Shoja Khalilzadeh, if it stands, is their hero. If it stands, he is their hero. Wait, are those the memes? I love it. What? the glasses. Wow, what a goal. What a goal. Well, first off, we got to see if it's onside. Header, punched away, rebound. Oh, this might, I don't know. Shot. This might be tight. This might be tight. Punch. He fouled him. They knock it down off the shoulder. Shot blocked away. Goalie blocks it. Khalilzadeh gets it and scores. If there's no offside here, there's no foul on Iran. There's a foul against Egypt possibly, but we got to see the offsides. There's possible two. Okay, there's possible two. VAR check for the goal. They did all that celebrating, just he might be off. Yeah, there might be an offside on either play. He gets, I think he's on. It's tight. It's tight, but I think, at least on that, yeah. 95th minute. Offside. Offside, it doesn't count. It is offside. It is offside. It does not count. Iran had heart, had a moment, but it does not count. No goal. No goal. No goal for Team Melli. Oh, Lord. Khalilzadeh was a hero for some seconds, but it is offside. It's tight. It was tight, but damn. Pinche FIFA. That was they called it offside. Khalilzadeh gets a yellow card for excessive celebration when there was nothing to celebrate in the end. Header, Iran goes down, shot, save, cleared, corner. I think Iran might have got screwed there. I think you might be right. What a save by Yasser. Or what a tackle by Yasser to clear. Ramin. Robbery. I think you might be right. I think you might be right. Iran. Wide. In through. Cross. Header. Off the crossbar. Corner. Oh my God. That's all shoulders and heels keeping the score on. I think you're right. But it might be the earlier line. It might be the first line. Oh, my goodness. Corner. Iran. Corner. Come on. Come on. I want to see them score. Ball don't lie. I want to see a ball don't lie moment. I want to see a ball don't lie moment. Iran in third place, and they're in the top 8 as it stands, but they're going to be in a precarious position. Throw in. Damn. The score was clearly on. Yeah, I think they got screwed. Dude, I think his heel's keeping him on. What do you mean? I think they got screwed. I think they got screwed, to be honest. If that was Messi, it would have counted. I don't know. I feel like it's too damn tight. I think I know who made the call. They made the call. Again, they got screwed twice. I think it's a rob. Yeah, I agree. It's a robbery, man. Iran played hard and they got robbed. But I think we know a certain. I think we know who they got robbed by. It's the second time. It is the second time they've gotten robbed. in this tournament. They really don't want him to make the round of 32, don't they? 99th minute. Go and belt one, my boys. Go and belt one. Bang one home. And it's full time. A 1-1 draw. They gave everything. They got the late goal, but they got robbed, and it just wasn't meant to be. They're in the third place, top 8. But 1-1. Belgium wins the group. Five points. Egypt finishes second. Is 5 points plus 2. Iran is 3 points. And then New Zealand 4th with 1. So Belgium and Egypt advance. Iran, they're going to have to wait. Belgium wins the group. Egypt finishes second. Iran has to wait, but they're in a precarious position. They're in a precarious position. Australia versus Egypt is the match. And maybe Messi is filo de FIFA. Maybe he is. Iran sitting 6th in the top 8. With Croatia to play, with Algeria to play, and with DR Congo to play. It might not last, but damn, they gave it everything. And maybe they deserve to win the match. I think they did, but it's not about what you deserve. It's about what FIFA makes the call, honestly. But with that being said, if you like this stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send chats on live streams. Hit that hide button to put stuff in the algorithm. Hit that join button to become a member. Send chats on live streams. Comment on this video. Put this in playlist. Share it with your friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll have a review out within the hour for this match. And then we'll be back tomorrow afternoon for Panama, England. Keeping an eye on Croatia, Ghana. Colombia, Portugal. Just 3 straight lives. Keep an eye on Congo, DR Congo, Uzbekistan. And Jordan, Argentina. Keeping an eye on Algeria, Austria. 3 straight lives. And then we will recap the group stage and predict the knockout stage with the actual matches of the knockout stage, or at least of the round of 32. With that being said, I will see you within the hour, and then I'll see you this afternoon because it is Friday now. If that was Messi, that would have been onside. I'll see you later. I'm Ryan, and I'm out. Peace. See ya.